Hello Stampers, I'm Kelly Acheson at stampabove.com, coming to you from Menasha, Wisconsin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. So on my video the other day, I promised to show you how I set up my Stamparatus for some repeat stamping. Or if you're going to be making multiple cards, multiples of the same card, I should say, I've got a really neat technique that's going to save you a lot of time and frustration. And also, it's Wednesday, so I have the joke of the week on my blog today. Let's flip the camera around. I'll show you how to do this really cool technique that I like to utilize, and you can see if it's something for you. So just so you know, I do not have my lights on my desk. If I turn them on, I'm afraid I'm going to get a lot of glare going on with these various plates. You see the light thing here? I hate that. So I'm going to see if this video is going to turn out okay by leaving those lights off. And I think my camera will adjust for it because, well, let's be real, iPhones are just really smart. Okay, so this is our Stamparatus. I wanted to start by introducing you, or maybe reviewing with you, about this particular tool. So it's found on page 184 in our annual catalog. And one of the things I wanted you to know about is not only do we have the Stamparatus, it comes with, let me find my other plate here. Here it is. It comes with 2 plates, just like this, okay? Now, you can use both of these plates. You can use both sides of them, turn them around, stamp here, turn them around, stamp here, and so on and so forth. One of the things that I really like is that you can also order additional plates right here. You can get 2 more replacement plates for $15. So if you find this is something that you really like, I recommend getting the extra plates so you don't have to reposition things and start over, which is where we're going to start at here in just a second. The other thing that we have, your Stamparatus comes with 2 plates. It also comes with 2 of the very, very strong magnets. You want to keep these away from each other because if they smack together, they will break. I think you guys have seen my broken ones before, which still work, but hey, let's be real, I wish they weren't broken. And then we also have a pack of grid paper that you can get as an accessory. One side is metric, and the other side is imperial, or inches. So these are really nice. This whole booklet lasts a long time, and it's called small grid paper. So if you're in the online store doing a search, just put in small grid paper. You can also put in magnets and replacement plates. These are going to pop right up for you. One of the newer accessories is this foam pad. Now, all of the Stamparatuses come with, let me see if I can, where's my other, oh, I had another one. Come with a foam pad, and you need to use that when you're using thinner stamps like our clear photopolymer. If you're using our red rubber stamps or thicker stamps, you just use this base. But if you're using the photopolymer or clear rubber stamps, you want to put this in here just to pull that up a little bit. And look at that magnet just stuck to my Fitbit. Yeah, okay, I run into that all the time. But anyways, those are some of the accessories that go with this. And at the end, I'm going to show you the carrying bag because I have mine right here, and I'll show you all the particulars of that because there's also a carrying bag or a storage bag for this. Okay, so I promise, oh, did I show you this? No, I never got to this. So your Stamparatus comes with a foam mat, but we also have this accessory for $6. You can get the deluxe foam mat. And this has a like hard, not real hard, but a plastic surface on it. So if you get ink on it, you can wipe it off. And this is just another nice accessory. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I set up my Stamparatus the other day. If you recall, or if you caught that video, I made this card and I used my Stamparatus to stamp all 3 images at once. And I promised that I would show you how I set this up, so I'm going to start right from scratch and you can see how to do this yourself. So instead of making this card, I just happen to have a swap card that needs to be made. So I am going to show you how to do this with this little cute lion. And it's the same concept. We'll touch on that a little bit. All right, now we're going to bring in just a scrap piece of cardstock here. One of the things you're going to find is if you set an ink pad or an empty stamp case right here, it's going to give you a nicer surface. I might have mentioned that already. I'm just going to put the stamp case in there to keep that flat instead of it being slanted. And then we are going to make sure that this is up in the corner, that it's tucked in there good. This is Mango Melody for the mane. And then we've got Daffodil Delight for the lion body and head. We're going to stamp that. And we are going to take this to our die cutting machine and die cut these two elements. So I'll be right back. Okay, I just got this out. This looks good. Let's get our little tail out of there. That looks good. Here comes our lion body. That looks good. And our lion head looks great. Okay, we're in business. Now, the one thing that we need to do is we need to line up the face for the lion and take these off of there. This is our template now. I'm going to set our little face back in here and make sure my stamp is clean. And now make sure everything's pushed up in that corner. We're going to put the little face right here and line it up. Oops. And because the photopolymer likes to stick to your fingers, you may want to use like a little tool like this. And I think that looks good. Now you're going to close your plate on that. Again, make sure everything's pushed up into that corner because each time you stamp it kind of pulls the sheet away just a touch. Here we go. Little black ink. Stamp my little guy. Look at how cute that is. Okay, we are ready. Now what I've done is I have taken a scrap piece of Whisper White and I die cut a whole bunch of these images, okay? So just run through as many as you need. I'm gonna actually need 13 of these, but we're not gonna do 13 while you're sitting here watching me because that would take too long and YouTube would not upload my video. So you're going to place your pieces back into your template and you can tell which side is right side up. And then here comes the mane and the little tail piece. And it's just kind of like putting a little puzzle back together. Make sure everything's set in here. And now we're going to ink up and stamp again. So here's Mango Melody, Daffodil Delight, stamp. Here comes our little lion body, our little lion face, our little lion mane, and that cute little tail. Now we need the face on here. So we are going to set that back in here. Just like a puzzle, make sure everything's pushed up where it belongs. We're going to ink up that little face with some black Memento ink and stamp our little face. And this takes the guesswork out of all that you have to do. Once you have this set up like this, as long as you leave your stamps in place, you can just keep stamping away and make multiples of these images without having to run each one through your die cutting machine and keep that die in place. Because you know how they move once in a while? And then you have to throw it away because it cut wrong. That makes me crazy. So this actually gets me to use a lot of these little dies where you have lots of little bits and pieces. It gets me to use them more because I can set my Stamparatus up like this and I can do an assembly line to make a whole bunch of cards with all the little bits and pieces. I don't have to stamp each one and take it to my big shot and die cut it and hope that it stays in place where it belongs. And again, if you just keep your template there, here's another lion mane, another tail, here's a lion body, a lion face. And I'm just gonna set this back in here. And you could do a whole bunch of these and then do all the little faces. You don't have to stop like I am and do each one. And there's our little lion face. So now we've got 2 lions to put together. Get this out of here. Now, the other day I showed you this card, right? So I actually still have my Stamparatus set up from those cards that I was making, okay? And I took my dies over and I die cut some bees. So I've got those here. This is from the honeybee set. So as long as we still have this set up, you can continue to use it. And again, I'm going to make sure it's all pushed in here. Now this is a red rubber stamp set, so I don't have that black mat in here. I am just down on that hard surface. And I'm going to set my bee, oops, set my bee right in there. That's the big bee. This is the little bee. And here comes my beehive. And I'm going to use Daffodil Delight for my beehive, and then black for both of my bees. And here we go. And now you can just make a whole bunch of these too, okay? Now, you'll have to reset all of this if you take these stamps off of here, but as long as you leave the stamps on the plates, you can just keep using this same template over and over again to set these in here and make a whole bunch of these elements. So I recommend that you use this technique when you're going to make multiples of a card, or let's say you just want to stamp up a bunch of these so you can make all kinds of different cards, but you just want all the elements available. And in that case, I would take my stamp set and I would just set all of these in here or put them in with your dies so that you have them to use the next time you want to make a card here. So it's one way to kind of get organized, I guess. Now let me show you that carrying bag. Oh, before we do that, I don't remember if I showed you this or not, but I just clean my stamps off right on here, okay, with my chamois. And if you want to, and you have enough plates to do it, you can just leave your stamps right on the plates. And I'm going to do that because, like I said, I have 13 of these cards that I need to make. And I'm just getting this one all wiped off as well. You can push that chamois down in there to get in the little grooves. Whoops. There we go. Or you can take your stamps off now and put them away. Okay, let's get to that bag. So what did you guys think? Don't you think that's a fabulous idea? It's a great way to utilize your dies a little bit more, because I know sometimes I'm just not in a mood to putz around a lot. So if I have something like this and I can set it up and then just die cut a whole bunch of them, that's like the perfect world. Okay, here is our Stamparatus bag. If you like to go to crops or over to friends' houses to stamp or scrapbook with them, this is the bag that the Stamparatus will fit in. And I'm just gonna, oh, before I forget, your Stamparatus comes with 2 plates, like I mentioned, but you don't leave the top plate in the hinge. It doesn't close all the way. You don't want to store this and set anything on top of it. What I do is I take it out and just kind of lay it on top like this, and this is how I store my Stamparatus. But it fits right inside this nice little bag. It's got all these little compartments, so I can put my Stamparatus in there. I can put that extra pad in here, the deluxe foam mat. I can get my grid paper in here. And you've got front pockets here that you can put stuff in. This is a really nice little bag. It zips up and away you go, or you can put it over your shoulder and head off like that. So really nice bag. And this bag is $29. So if you'd like to get any of these products, please feel free to head right over to my blog, www.stampabove.com. This is my current host code right here. If you'd like to get any of the new catalogs, or perhaps you need the annual catalog, I'd be happy to mail it to you. Just email me right here at this address. Tell me you need the catalogs, which ones you need, and what your address is. And don't forget, click right up here to head over to my blog right now. You don't want to miss the joke of the week. I think it's a pretty good one. All right, you guys, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out of your day to spend it with me. Have a great hump day. Bye-bye.